I'm going to show you how to use Fusion's paid MLTV service. MLTV stands for My Learning Television, and it's a live online classroom that you can use with your students when you want real-time interaction with them. You can use MLTV for part of a lesson and use other tools within Fusion such as task lists and homework for the rest of the lesson, assigning work for students and getting them to upload their work into Fusion for you to mark and grade. So how do I set up an online session with my students? The first thing you might notice is MLTV here in the Quick Links menu, or in the Quick Links menu available from here. It's important to note that when you select a group in this list, only groups that already have a room created will appear in this list. So the first time you set up your room, you'll need to go to your class to do that. So I'm going to go into Classes, and I want to do a session with my English group. So pull down the menu from my group using those three dots, and you'll see at the bottom it says MLTV New Room. Click on there to create your room, and click Create MLTV Room. You can see now you've been told that the MLTV room has been created, so you can go back to the menu and you can now say Join Room. At this point you can select a resource from within Fusion to upload to your MLTV page, or you can just go straight in and join the room. When you join the room, you're given the option to listen only or use your microphone. As a teacher and presenter, you will almost always go in with a microphone, and you'll be prompted to allow the use of the microphone on your system. You then carry out an echo test where you keep talking, and if you can hear yourself, you say yes. And you're in. I'll now log in as a couple of students so that you can see what that looks like. Students always join Fusion using the class menu or from inside the class itself. So you can see now both students have been added to this. For demonstration purposes, because I'm working in the same room as the devices that are logged in as the student, I've put them in as listen only. So let's look at the tools we have available. The first is a screen here where you can share presentations. To upload a new presentation, click on this plus and upload your presentation. From here you can also start a poll with your students, and if you display the question on the screen, the students can answer that question straight away. You can also share an external video such as a YouTube video by putting in the URL here. You can control your microphone. This button allows you to leave the audio part of the conference. You can switch on your webcam. You can also share your screen with your students. This allows you to share other software that's on your computer that you want to share with them. That could be anything at all, including interactive whiteboard software. There's a chat tool here that your students can use to ask questions through the session, even if you switch off their microphones. There's also a private chat that you can use to talk to individual students. To hide the chat window, click here or using this button. You can also ask your students to contribute to shared notes, which is essentially a wiki page that the students and yourself can share together. And again, close it from here. There's a set of interactive tools that you can use with your presentation. Choose the type of tool here. Draw on the presentation. You can change colour, undo annotations, including all annotations, and you can also share this interactive functionality with your students. So if I click here and I go in as a student, my students can come in and also draw on the page. And you can see that while the student's there, their name identifies who they are. I can then switch off that tool here and clear all annotations. I also have the ability to record the session. So I can click here, start recording the session, and at the end of the session, when I click up here and say End Meeting, that recording will be finished and will be saved in this class. It is possible to control your students using this cogwheel here. So I can mute all users except the presenter. I've also got the ability to lock my viewers. If I come in here, I can, for example, stop my students sharing their webcam, or sharing a microphone, or sending private chat messages to each other. I can just lock that and apply, and you'll see here private chat is disabled. I'm going to upload a document now from my computer. So I've uploaded a PowerPoint and I just need to click here to upload it. The system converts the file. It is recommended that you upload a PDF version of any PowerPoints, as this speeds up the process of conversion. This is an example of the sort of quick poll that you can display on the screen. And at any time you can come in here, start a poll, and you decide if the students answer A, B or C. So my students are now seeing on their screen the option of A, B and C, and they can come in and give their answers. And you can see that my 2 students have now answered, and I can publish those polling results to the students, and they're able to see it now on the screen. So that's how to use the poll. To go back to a previous presentation, you go to the list, choose the one you want and confirm, and it will go back to the other presentation. It's important at the end of the meeting that you come into here as a teacher and end the meeting, and that will ensure that all the students are forced to leave the room. When you've ended the session and you're back in Fusion, if you go to the MLTV menu, sometime later the recorded session will appear in this box. It does take some time for it to be processed. It can be anything up to 24 hours. But eventually there will be a recording of the session for the class, and it will be saved and visible from this menu. So that's how to use MLTV to have live interactive online lessons with your students.